year ago, I found Dr. Hauser on the internet, and I was just about ready for being in a wheelchair. My osteoarthritis in both legs were so severe that I could hardly walk. And the thought of, and the ortho people just kept saying, oh, there's no hope for you. All you have to do is cut your knees out and put knee replacements in. So I started coming down in June, and I had my first Prolotherapy injections, and I had it on both knees. And then I came every month for in June, July, August, September, October, and in November. In November, the left leg was almost completely healed. The right knee, and all I had to start working on was my range of motion again. The left knee continued to give me some struggle. So he suggested I do the blood platelet plasma, enriched plasma, of which he did. And then in December, on the 7th, I flew out to New Zealand. And I spent 2 weeks on a cruise. And in New Zealand, they'd say, oh, it's just a little ways up there, and it's 2 miles straight up the mountain. So I went one day on one of these excursions, and we went to see the albatross birds. And I had to hike up half a mile, at least a mile up onto the cliff to the viewing station to see the albatross. And then I said, well, I need to leave a little early and I walked backwards coming back down because my knee was still a little sore. And then the next stop was to go see the great big fur seals that are almost extinct. And we walked down the mountain, down the cliffs to this viewing station, and I hiked back up. And then we're in a four-wheel drive van at this point, and we go down this path in this van, and then he says, oh, we're just going to walk down to the beach. So it was another 2-mile hike. So now I'm at about 5-6 miles of hiking on these legs, and I'm thinking, oh, wow, I'm really doing pretty well. So we get down there, and he says, well, we're going to go, we're seeing the penguins. The penguins are way down at the end of the beach and up into the hills. I said, you know, if I'm going to have to hike back up the hill, up the beach, I don't think I'm going to go. Well, you might be able to see the penguins pop out of the water, of which I got to see too. As I'm watching for the penguins, I see these 2 big bull seals running down the beach where the other people had left me, all by myself on the beach. So I get down, and I'm sitting on this rock around the curve and the beach, and all of a sudden this first seal sees me, and he starts charging me. And his flappers were at least this big, and he's pounding, bam, bam, bam on the beach as he's running down at me. And I'm saying, this is not good. This is really not good. So what do? Well, I'm going to have to run. Can I run? I don't know. I haven't run for 2 years. So I said, well, I guess I'm going to have to see if I can run. Prolotherapy, I hope you've done your deal. So anyway, I wait till he's about 10 feet away from me, and he opens his mouth, and his teeth are this big, and he lets out this horrible guttural growl. Then he comes along, and I got behind the rock where I was sitting, and he's now 5 feet away from me. So I dart out in front of the rock, and I'm thinking, how am I going to get away from him? Zigzag. I'm in Florida. Alligators. To get away from alligators, you zigzag. So that's what came in my brain, and so I zigzag. So I start running down the beach, zigzagging, and I wasn't going to stop. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm running. But I'm zigzagging back and forth, and I finally hear this big gruntle sound, and I sort of look over my shoulder, and he was way back there, and he couldn't zigzag. So I finally slowed down, and I get to where I started, and we came onto the beach, and there's this gate there, and I'm sitting on the step, and all of a sudden out of the corner of my eye, I see this big seal coming back this way. So I said, oh, no, you're not going to chase me again. We did this deal one time. That's enough. And I'm shaking my finger and screaming at him like a maniac, you know. But anyway, so he keeps coming, and I said, oh, no. So I climbed up the stairs, and I got behind the gate, and I stood there. Well, he comes along, and he stops dead right in front of me and says, I dare you to come on the beach. Well, I wasn't going to go on the beach. But I did get some really good pictures of him, and you can see how big he is. And he just plopped down in front of me and said, I dare you. I said, you win. So I went ahead and said, goodbye, Seal. And I went ahead and climbed back up the 2 miles, back up to where the van was, and sat there until the rest of the group came back. So because I had had prolotherapy, and because I don't have artificial knees, and because I am almost completely functional at 68 years old at this point, it has saved my life, and it is the best thing I've ever done.